Okay, Judy. So I'm actually a day late on this. I'm sorry, but I just wanted to. That's why I'm wearing a different shirt and a hat, apparently. So I want to go over what we did yesterday, and actually take it a step further. One thing that I think would make it click better is if you understand how we talk about the way strings are related to one another. So if you think about this is an E, and this is an A. Okay, think about what an A is in the key of E. It's the fourth. So the distance between this E to this A is a fourth. Okay, if you know that much, then you always know that no matter where that note is on this string, so if we take this note B right here, that means that if we go on the same fret to the next string, that's a fourth above that note B. Okay? Now, even if you didn't know what the names of the notes are, just knowing that much is enough to kind of help you a little bit what we're doing here. So think about this. If this is a root of a chord, and let's say it's the key of the whole song we're talking about, and this is the fourth, and it's a major song, that means one fret behind that note is a major third. Right? Now just listen to it. Doesn't that sound like the third major third? And that's where that shape really comes from. Okay? You can also see it by thinking, okay, this is a B, or whatever note it is. Again, we want to find out where a major third is above it. We're looking for this note. Right there. 2 whole steps above. And it's the same sound. That's a major third. That means that this, if you take that note and flatten it 1, it's a minor third. That's what we have. That's what we're talking about. Now, this is the distance between this note to this note is a fourth. The distance between this note to this open note is a fourth. Then it starts to get a little goofy by the time we get to the third to the second string, okay? The open third note is a G. The open second note is a B. Okay? Now, a B in relation to a G is 2 whole steps up from a G. Open G, A, B. So you've already achieved a major third by going from a G to a B. That's why when we play an A chord, this distance right here between an A and that C sharp is a major third. So you can always find the major third if you're going from the root of the chord you're looking for is on the third string. Just go up straight ahead, just on that same fret, next string. That's the exception. Everywhere else does what we did on the 6th string. So let me show you. So say we're on the 7th fret of the 6th string. That root note here, if I want to find a major third above it, boom, right there. Let's say find another note, say 7th fret of the 5th string, and I want to find a major third above that. Okay, next string, 7th fret of the 4th string, and I want to find a major third above that. Okay, now let's go to the 7th fret of the 3rd string, and if I want to find a major third above that, it's the same fret. Let's go to that same 7th fret. If that's the root or the key of the key of the song or the root of the chord we're looking for, if that is the root, then we just do the same shape we were doing on all the other strings. That's a major third. Okay? Now, taking all that into consideration now, let's think about an A chord. This is more of what I gave you yesterday. An A chord. And you can see we got this whole thing going on here. We have the root of the chord and we have a major third above it. If I take an A chord and turn it into a minor chord, you see how we can actually make a minor third on those 2 strings. Okay, this is the exception. This is the third to the 2nd string. So we have a major third, minor third. In the key of A, what I want you to do for this exercise is to play something in the key of A. We're just going to move our middle finger, just our middle finger, up through the scale. Root note, okay, is A. Whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Nice. So middle finger's going to play all that. Get used to that. Do it a couple times, okay? Then I want you to think about playing the note that is a third above it. Now, the only chords in the key of A that are major chords are an A, a D, and an E, right? The 1, the 4, and the 5. So when you get to those, I want you to put that guy down. So let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have 1, go to 2, 3, 4, 5. And even if you did that a couple times, just worried about the major thirds. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you kept going, to get back to 1. I don't have a cutaway on this thing. It's not fun. Then replace the other ones. You need minor thirds. So you have the 1 here. Move up to the 2 and drop your first finger to play a minor third. Go to the 3. Minor third. 4. Back to your major third. Move your middle finger up to the 5. Make it a major third. Move your middle finger up to the 6. Make it a minor third. Move your middle finger up to the 7. Minor third. Middle finger back to 1. Major. Okay, so you end up with this. Okay? I think if you can get the concept of that this week, just knowing that in a major scale you have whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, which gives you the name, gives you the notes. Then we take those notes and make and use them to be a third above all of them. You're not always going to have a major, or not always going to be major thirds. It'll be minor simply because we have some half steps in that scale. And then when you do that, you end up with a major third on the 1, a major third on the 4, a major third on the 5, and all the other ones are minor. If you can memorize that much, then get used to dropping these fingers the way they need to go on these 2 strings. Then we'll work out the other string. I think this is the exception, so let's work that out first. And it's just pretty. It lets us have an open D when we need it, and an open A when we need it, and an open E, which would be really nice in the key of A. Have fun with that. Sorry this is late, and I'll talk to you soon.